Well guys, it is officially that time of year to make another top 5 lures video. 2023 Musky season has been really good, and I'd say this year was yet again successful. Another 4 fish year. Yeah, so before this video does start, I really want to give a big shout out to Lakewood for accepting me on the 2024 pro staff team. And of course, benefit for you guys is you use code MuskyMike in all capitals at the checkout. You get 10% off any Lakewood product, and the code can be used anytime at all. So like I said, make sure you check out Lakewood, because as you know, that is the best tackle box in the world. In fact, like I said, that's all I own now. It's all Lakewood products, and you should really give them a try. It changes your whole tackle experience, and it makes you a much better angler when it comes to storage. Well, for my number 5 lure, you know I got to go with the one I made. This thing is actually a crash, as you see, and there's a musky tooth in this one, so I actually had a musky on it, and this was when it only had 2 hooks. I added that one on the very back here, and this thing has a side-to-side wobble like this, and basically the musky jumped up for it when I paused after a rip, T-boned that thing, got it next to the boat, lost the fish, had the GoPro recording, but it glitched out. And that video was never seen. All I got for proof is the tooth, and the tooth is actually in a frame with a note from Jim Stewart, basically saying how he really loves my support, how much like I really promote the page. For example, right now, as usual, I'm always in my musky shop gear. Cool. Anyways, this is my number 5 for sure. I actually same day caught a northern on this same exact lure right here. It was like 5 minutes later after that experience happened. But reason I don't have the video, GoPro glitched out. I kid you not, it was recording. I stopped recording after I got it, and it just was not there. I didn't accidentally delete it, but like I said, we're working on getting a new Hero 12, so then we'll have the head cam and the one on the back of the boat. Okay, so for number 4, yet again, another fish I didn't have on video, but the shallow red October tube. And this fish was actually one of the biggest of the year at 39 inches exactly. And here's what we were fishing. So this bay, it's very good for muskies, specifically in early season when spawning ends, and like middle, like literally opening weekend. But as it goes on, it's really hard to catch muskies in this one bay because it gets super weedy. And you know, I was throwing up a side in a 10-inch in the silver shad, and I was getting a bunch of weeds. So being I got a 400 Tranx, you know, ripping rubber, especially tubes, is super easy. And literally tossed this thing on. As you can see, there's teeth marks in this thing. And kid you not, third rip. Probably third rip in my third cast I had a fish on. And this thing literally was only probably a foot under the surface. And still managed to catch that one. In fact, this is a funny story that came from this. You know, we got the new Tarova 80-pound thrust, and I had the remote. We weren't in spot lock. I had the fish hit, and I set the hook. I literally ripped it, and I'm like, hit spot lock, and I'm like, you know, never mind, I got it. I literally, one fish holding the rod, the other on the remote. I had to walk over down to it because I had it down on the seat. I didn't even have it on my side, and spot locked, but the fish was still on, and hit the boat. Easy net, literally hit way out. But that fish was caught in August, and the weeds, they were horrible. So this thing, really, I actually made a video of how to rig this. Go check that out if you have not. It's a great tip, being for people who don't know how to rig them, because I know I was looking, I could not figure it out, and here I am now catching muskies on this rig, and it's really fun. That's just musky fishing. So let's move on to number 3 now. For sure, this year top water has been awesome. In fact, Joe Booker top rater right here, as you can see, it's kind of destroyed. But we're fishing in a morning day. We start right off from the boat landing, and you know, it's a July, I think it was July, and there was a fog, calm water, temperatures were mid-60s, and that's when I'm like, you know what, we're gonna throw some noise. And kid you not, we got down the shoreline probably 5 minutes, and I had a pretty nice fish follow on this thing, and make another cast, and I had a different fish. Its dorsal fin was a lot brighter pink compared to the first one. It was a Wisconsin strand, and in case you don't know, those fish are very dark when it comes to their patterns and their like textures, I guess. Not textures, but coloring. And even have bass on this thing. Let me tell you, I don't even know what they're thinking, but this thing for sure has been a big producer this year when it's been producing action. One thing to really think about, you know, we're musky fishing on a smaller lake. When it comes to people, you know, this is what I've seen a lot this previous year. I've seen a lot of people throwing like bucktails, and even a few guys in our own boat, I'm not gonna lie. So, like, my point being here, it doesn't matter if you're going right behind them, but if you're using the same lure going right behind them, what's the point? Because the fish have already seen it. They obviously didn't want it because the first guys would have had something. So you really got to change it up, you know? You can go right behind somebody. We've actually caught fish doing that. I should say. And just throwing different lures. Lures that have more vibration, such as bulldogs, Poseidons, you know, rubber baits, even the Titan Juniors. They really can help produce a fish, because maybe those guys woke something up with a bucktail in front of you, and they just could not get it to commit. So that is when rubber comes in, when they're actually targeting a certain kind of pattern, like silver shad, for example. They're you see Cisco's, they're throwing bucktails, so you throw on a silver shad Poseidon, and it's a bigger bait. Let's say this, you know, Cisco's are 4 inches, 6 inches, maybe 4 to 6. Poseidon's a 12. I got a 10-inch Poseidon, so you think about that upsize, and muskies are gonna really want to eat that compared to the size. But basically, my point being, you got to do stuff different to catch muskies. When you see all these people doing the same things and they are not producing, that's when you got to switch all the time. For example, you see me switching lures probably every 5-10 minutes in the boat. And basically, I'm just trying to figure out what they're eating on, what they're really want to eat during a certain time. Conditions really do play a big role in that. But just like I said, don't be afraid to try something new, because it can always put a fish in the boat. It's that's really happened to me a lot. And anyways, already down to number 2, so let's just get right into it. Well, guys, my number 2 this year has been a 99 Black Smoke Esox Assault. This thing actually put me on my first ever solo fish, doing a Joe Booker strategy of just keeping it a foot under the water, seeing the wake. I was fishing cabbage, and boom, just got that one. That video we'll be seeing right any time now. Same with the picture, of course, but the one of the season, let me tell you, I had that thing in a figure eight. Oh, I literally turned the GoPro off 10 minutes prior because batteries were dead. And this was back before I had my YOLOtech stick. And so front of the guy is throwing a jerk bait. I think it was a Livingston flipper. And he gets a hit on this thing. So I cast up there with this, literally in 2 feet of water, this double 9, and bring it back to the boat. I see something maybe 4 feet down right under me, and so I start just figure eighting. Next thing you know, I got a big muskie behind it. So I'm just going in circles. I try something different. I slow it down on my left-hand turn. So I just go like this, slow it down, and then boom, he hits right here, so I rip it this way. And he fought next to the boat, got him in the net, 42 exactly. Personal best. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my number one right here. The Titan with no tail, because I'm getting replacements and we're working on that. So you guys don't worry about that. This lure has been an absolute killer this year, I'm not going to lie. My biggest highlight is that one big fish that followed in. But I had a muskie on this thing, boat side. As you've seen in that short video, I'm not going to include that. I'm going to include, you'll just see right about now. Actually, had a muskie, like I was saying, on this thing. A few casts later, I have a thick northern. And this lure's just different. I got the biggest weight in here. And what I do, as you see in the videos, just depends. That was earlier summer. So, yeah, I'm using a 400 Tranks, and I'm just ripping it, and it's going down like this and slowly rising. And just let it have a lot of hang time early season, and that will really produce you a lot of fish. Well, guys, that concludes the 2023 Musky season top 5 lure video, and of course the Musky season. If you guys enjoyed this video, of course, do not forget to like and subscribe, as that really will help me. And I really do appreciate every single one of you who actually watch my videos, even the ones who like the videos, of course. And we're ready for some ice fishing videos, which will be happening yet again this year. I promise. Maybe. We'll see. So, like I said, thank you guys for everything. And Musky Mike is retiring until next May.